Hey guys, it's Jack with the Checker Flag Crew, and you're with Ben Kennedy. Ben, is there any added pressure to do well having your great grandfather be the founder of NASCAR?
There's a little bit of added pressure, but family to me is family, and they support me no matter what I do. I think I put more pressure on myself, being the competitor that I am, and wanting to make it up to the Sprint Cup Series. So I put more pressure on myself than anything else. But all of us drivers, we have pressure once we sit in these cockpits and we put our seatbelts on, our helmet on, and everything.
Is that part of the reason that you wanted to become a car driver?
It definitely has some sort of resemblance behind it, and it's part of my heritage and really where I came from. I grew up around the racetrack and around Daytona National Speedway, which is where NASCAR was actually founded in Daytona. It's always been a part of my background and kind of really a part of my life. And I didn't really think much about my driving career until one of our family friends is actually Jeff Gordon's old crew chief, Robbie Loomis. He signed me up for a course in a go-kart, and I went out there and I had a blast with it and started doing races, and it was a hobby at the time, and my hobby eventually turned into a career, and now I'm at where I am today in the Camping World Truck Series.
Did you ever think you would make it to the Camping World Truck Series?
I don't really know, to be honest. I guess when you're racing, you're always kind of focused on the here and now, and you don't really think a whole lot of what's to come or what could be to come. But it's definitely an honor to be in the Camping World Truck Series, and I kind of worked my way up through the ranks. I started on these little 20th of a mile racetracks and went to the short tracks, and now I'm at Michigan. We're going around 2 mile racetracks, and we're going to Daytona 2.5 mile racetracks. We're going into Canada in a couple weeks, so we go to all these really cool racetracks, and I'm really fortunate and honored to be able to do all that.
So you're one of the few NASCAR drivers to have graduated from college. How much an advantage does a degree give you?
It helps you a lot. I think, as far as the driving stuff, I got to get better as a driver through practice and repetition, but there's so many different aspects that go into being a race car driver. I also have my own race team, Ben Kennedy Racing. It's a K&N team. It's a developmental team out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Having that degree in my back pocket really helps me a lot with some of the logistics and aspects to running that K&N team, and also, being a driver as well. We've got to go out and we've got to find partners to be on our race truck to help fund our endeavors. There's a lot of different elements that go into it: the public relations, the marketing, a lot of the communication and media stuff that you have to do. I'm really fortunate to be able to have a degree, and I love college. I had a blast.
What did you major in?
I majored in sports management, and I had a minor in business.
What do you like to do outside of the track?
Outside of the track, I'm always kind of focused on racing a little bit. I do like to try to get it off my mind a little bit and kind of do mindless stuff. I'll go wakeboarding every now and then. I like hanging out on the boat. We go out. There's a lake in North Carolina. We all go out wakeboarding and hanging out. Just trying to get away from it every now and then. I think it's healthy. I'm cool laying back and watching a movie too. A little bit of everything.
So like wakeboarding, have you tried any other water sports such as skiing or kneeboarding, anything like that?
I started kneeboarding for a while, and then it started hurting my back, and I was racing at the time too, so it wasn't really a good combination. So I started doing a little bit of wakeboarding. Been getting into wake surfing lately because you go a little bit slower behind the boat, and you can surf a continuous wake, which is really cool. And it's a little bit easier on you when you fall because you're not going as fast. But I really like any water sports, whether it's tubing or wakeboarding or kneeboarding or we'll do crazy stuff like get a surfboard or a kayak behind the boat too and see what we can do.
We also heard that you like to do triathlons. What is your favorite section of the triathlon, running, biking, or swimming?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I gotta say swimming now. I grew up kind of running, and I've always kind of had to watch myself and be prepared when I'm in the race truck. And running was really the easiest and made the most sense for me as far as the solution goes. But I've done it so much that I get kind of bored with it now. I got into biking for a little bit. I enjoy biking when I'm with my friends, but really enjoying swimming because it's something I haven't really mastered yet. I'm still learning every time I get in the pool, and I feel like it's not as painful as biking or running. Biking and running, you're out in all the elements and you're sweating and you're hot, and when you're swimming, you're in a cold pool. So I'm trying to really learn swimming. So I think I'm enjoying that the most right now.
What's the best you've ever placed in a triathlon?
Best I've ever placed. I can't tell you. I want to say I was second in my age group one time. I think like 18th or 19th overall. It was a smaller one, but I think it still counts.
And how much does the fitness required for triathlons help you when you get into a truck?
It helps me a lot. When we get in these trucks and, when the guys get in the cup cars on Sunday on race day, there's a lot of different physical aspects that go into it. We're wearing these gloves and helmets and head and neck restraint devices. We got a 2-layer neoprene fireproof suit on. So there's a lot of different elements that kind of keep our bodies safe and contained. And when we go in these race cars, it's already 110, 120 degrees. So you can imagine pretty much putting your sweatpants on and getting in your own personal vehicle and cranking the heat up in the middle of summer. And that's what it feels like. And then we go through these corners. We have 2 to 3 forces of lateral G's against us. So you also got to have the muscle as well. But the triathlons helped me a lot. And the cool thing about triathlons is, I'm competitive in nature. We're all kind of competitive in nature. Is that I can kind of, release that a little bit and be competitive away from the track. Yet it's still helping me physically, and it'll help me behind the wheel of the race car.
All right, so now we're going to do a segment called Would You Rather. In this segment, I'll give you 2 options to choose from, and you have to choose one of them and explain why.
Okay.
So first, would you rather have a constantly bothersome piece of popcorn between your 2 front teeth or have water stuck in your left ear for your life?
Popcorn in your front teeth. I hate water in my ears. It drives me nuts.
Would you rather be friends with a dragon or be a dragon?
Think I'd rather be friends with them. Pretty happy with where I'm at right now, but if I have a dragon by my side, I can tell him to go do something.
If your head was switched with the body of a cow, would you rather live with the human head in the body of a cow or the head of a cow in the body of a human?
Probably the head of a cow and body of a human. That way I can run and bike and swim and do all that crazy stuff still.
All right. Big thanks to Ben Kennedy for taking the time for the interview. For more interviews, check out checkerflatcrew.com.